Alright, good morning, everyone. I should be streaming vertical and landscape. Um, so I'm trying to check if everything looks fine. I know the vertical one looks fine, but I don't see the landscape one. Oh, I do. Okay. Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's see if we have any high impact news today. Oh, okay. So it looks like we had 8:30 CPI. I thought that was on another day, but it looks like that was today. For some reason, I thought it was on the 15th. But let me see how it looks. 8:30. There's no way. Yeah, I don't think this is real. Oh, this is for Tuesday. All right, that's why. Never mind. There's no high impact news today. All right, and it's Monday. Okay, cool. The high impact news is tomorrow. Tomorrow is CPI, and then at 10, there's more high impact news. Anyways, let's look at NASDAQ. Okay, let's look at NASDAQ. Yeah. So I was trying to find uh higher time frame zones, but there ain't shit. There's literally nothing. Like, and I'm not surprised because it looks like, yeah, it looks like a bunch of last week was really just a lot of consolidation, especially on the bigger time frame. And if you zoom out, you can see we're in this huge, well, it's not really huge. We're just in a range, and it looks like we've been ranging for a while. Considering that there's no high impact news today, I can imagine that the market is just going to continue to range. So I can see the market going back up to the range. Obviously, though, if it does go down, the only way I would short it is if it rejects these zones up here, or if it breaks out of this range that we've been in for a while. Honestly, though, I don't think it's gonna break out of this range. Not today. If it's today, I'll be pretty surprised. Anyways, let's look at more zones. I was already looking for zones on NASDAQ. I didn't find much. There is not much. Okay, this looks like a small 3 hour demand zone, which is great, but it's also just far away from price. So that's not helpful. Go down to the 2 hour time frame. Same thing, not much. Not much zones for me. I mean, this down here could have been like a 1 hour supply zone, um, but it got ran through, right? If it was a zone, um, it got ran through. We're above this 50% line here, and it kind of looks like we retested the 50% line, and so far it looks like we're bouncing off of it. But I don't like the zone. I don't like how it's been ran through already, and you didn't really see much of a reaction from there. So I'm not gonna use this 1 hour zone. I don't like it. go to the 90-minute time frame, same thing. I don't have much, right? Yeah, that's not a zone. Not much on the 90-minute. Down to the 45-minute, same thing. Don't see nothing. Not even over here. What I did see was this 1 hour demand zone over here that the market kind of has been bouncing off of for the past couple days. And I like this 1 hour demand zone. My only issue with this 1 hour zone is that if we zoom in over here, which this was on Thursday, if we zoom into the 5 minute time frame, it kind of looks like there was a small fake out over here. But now that I look at the 5 minute time frame, it's a really good zone. I mean, right at this 50% line, we didn't really see much of a strong close below. We did see some wicking through that 50% line, but nothing crazy. And then another thing that makes me really like this zone is, let me erase this. Boom, another bounce there, and then another bounce right there to the tick. And then another bounce, which happened this morning a couple hours ago. So I really like this zone. Even though we're kind of far away from it, yeah, we're about 100 points away. So since we're that far away, what I'm thinking is if we tap into these zones up here and we start to reject it, then I could short it, either over here or up here. And then this could be a good target down here, this 1 hour demand zone that the market keeps bouncing off from. If the market goes down, because then I can take a trade off of it, either longs or shorts. Not sure what I'm gonna take. It's just up to the market to see how we react off of it. And then let me double check if there's anything else, any other zones. Honestly, I think this 1 hour demand zone over here, which is also at the bottom of this huge range, I think that's the one I'm gonna be focused on today. If the market moves down, if the market moves up, honestly, I'm gonna have to look at US 30. Anyways, there's also this 30-minute demand zone, which we bounced off from a couple of times in the beginning of January, in the beginning of last week, actually. This area here, we bounced off of it a couple of times. This 30-minute zone here. And then, that's really it, right? Like, there is a 15-minute supply zone up here, which looks cool. It looks strong, but it's also far away from price. So, it's not that helpful. Another thing, I think this could be a good 5-minute supply zone over here. But now that I look at it on a 15-minute time frame, it could also be a 15-minute supply zone. And now looking at this, since the 15-minute supply zone is a bit bigger, I'm actually going to delete this 5-minute zone and replace it with the 15-minute, since it's bigger. Do I think this is a really good zone? Not really. We haven't seen any reaction off of it. It's also just not a crazy continuation down, but it's the closest thing I got to price. So I think if the market taps into this area here, if we reject it, I think it would make sense, right? Because then I could target that 1 hour zone down here. And I'm pretty sure Yeah, this is also London lows. So, I mean, that could also be a good target. If we break past this area here, so if we break past 778, I would want to see a candle close above 784. If that happens, then I would take longs. And I think that would make sense, right? Because we're going back up into this huge range. And then I would take longs. I'd be careful with Asian highs, right? Which is not that far away, only 12 points away. So I would probably break even around this point and then see if it continues higher. And then if it does continue higher, I would just play it from zone to zone. So this a break past this 15-minute zone, targeting another 15-minute zone. Honestly, though, I mean, I'd be out around 200 ticks, around 50 points. And that's really it for Nasdaq. I don't like how Nasdaq looks. There's no pre-market range, and I also just don't have any good supply and demand zones. So that's that. Let's look at US 30. Starting on the 4-hour time frame, US 30 has a 4-hour supply zone up here, which could be a good target for longs. We also have a 4-hour demand zone over here, which could be a good target for shorts. Down to the 3-hour, we have a 3-hour supply zone, which which could also be a 4-hour supply zone. So I'm also gonna mark this 4-hour zone. 4-hour, boom, boom, 3-hour supply zone and 4-hour. If you go down to the 2-hour time frame, this 3-hour supply zone is also a 2-hour supply zone. So I'm thinking right off the bat, I'm thinking since this bigger time frame zone is closer to price, I'm most likely gonna trade US 30 just because we're closer to a bigger time frame zone. What's another zone I had marked down? Let's see. And again, same thing with Nasdaq. I don't really have much zones on US 30 either, but the zones that I do have are really really good because they are on a bigger time frame. Another zone I kind of marked down was just this 90-minute supply zone down here that did get ran through. I like to mark out supply and demand zones that have gotten ran through from one direction because sometimes it does act like support and resistance. Sometimes what I see with supply and demand zones is if it gets ran through and it comes back to get retested, most of the time it kind of turns into like support or supply turning to demand. I've heard that a lot too. I've heard that in the same areas where there is demand, it could also turn into supply. And to me, it makes sense, right? Because what supply and demand really is just an area where there is a bunch of orders, right? It's an area of interest. So nobody really knows if there is just buyers or sellers. Everyone just knows that it's a really good area to make a trade because there's going to be a lot of volume, most likely. So I did mark out this zone over here, even though it did get ran through, because I think if I'm in shorts, I think it could be a good target. I also just put it there to know that it's there. Okay, down to the 45-minute time frame. Again, I mean, I really don't see much. I'm double checking it to see, just in case. I mean, this 90-minute supply zone is also a 45-minute supply zone, but I'm not gonna mark it since the 90-minute zone is right there. What the heck? What am I fake? Someone says she's faking go to school, kid. I'm literally just charting. Like, what? Bro, that's crazy. Let me look at, yeah, this one. I already went to school. I'm done with school. I graduated from college, so I don't have to worry about school. Thank God. I mean, I used to hate school. I didn't want to go to college, but my parents wanted me to, so I did it for them. Literally. Like, I did not want the diploma at all. Did not care for it. But I did it for my parents. It's crazy because I literally, like, my college diploma, no clue where it is. No clue at all. It's catching dust somewhere. But my, like, funded certificates, payout certificates, I don't have them printed out, but I know in the future, like, I'm going to print them out and, like, put them up somewhere. Like, I care more for my trading certificates than a trading, than a, oh my god, than a college certificate. Crazy. I'm not seeing much on US 30. I do see this 10-minute supply zone, which I really, really like. Right now, we are rejecting this 10-minute supply zone. So I do like that. I like this zone. I think if price gets above 436, I think it'd be a good long into this, what is it, 3 hour and 4 hour supply zone. If I miss this move here and we touch up on this zone up here, then I'm gonna see if price is rejecting or breaking past. If it breaks past, then I'll take longs. And honestly, I think the longs could continue up to this 4 hour supply zone. And it looks like we're already breaking past this zone here. So most likely the zone I'm going to be looking at is this 4 hour and 3 hour supply zone. Yeah. Look, there's also a 10-minute supply zone in there. That's really it for my zones. Not a really good uh I don't have good zones today, but we're going to make it work. And now that I have all the zones, I'm just going to quickly mark out support and resistance with white lines. Okay, boom. And then honestly, if the first 30 minutes of market are either low volume or it's choppy, I'm not going to trade today. I rather wait for tomorrow where there's going to be high impact news, and hopefully with the high impact news there's more volume. Also, I mean, I saw the market move lower yesterday. Let me see how much it actually moved down. So market is down already 1.2% or around 300 points, which is honestly a very big move down. And what I've heard is that whole Powell getting fired thing, and like that's causing the market to move lower. I don't want to laugh at that, but it's just kind of funny, cuz it's Powell. kind of talking about drama. Is it drama? I don't know. Maybe it's actually real. He might actually get fired. A lot of people are just saying he's getting targeted by Trump. And I mean, I believe it. He's a very powerful guy. If he wants something done, like, he's the type of guy to do it. So if he wants Powell fired and he can't actually do it, like, according to some laws, he'll find a way. He'll find a way. Trump is the guy to do anything to get the thing he wants. Like, and the reason I say that is just because I always think about when, not even when, it's just an actual fact. He turned his not golf park. It's just some land he had that he used for golfing. He buried his mom in that golf area park so it could be counted as a cemetery for some tax write-offs. That's why I was saying, like, if he wants something, like, he'll do it no matter what. He wanted to pay less taxes, boom. Like, I can't even imagine doing that, honestly. It's a very smart move. To me, it's just crazy, not gonna lie. But it's smart. It's smart. Oh, it was his ex-wife? Oof, no wonder he did it. I thought it was his mom. You cute, Lonnie? Thank you. I mean, right now I look rough. Okay, where's VWAP? Hey, yo, man. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the choppiness on VWAP. I mean, I know the market hasn't opened up, but I just don't like seeing that before the market opens up. I mean, when I see this, it's like, it's not going to be good unless there's really good volume. We're also right at VWAP on US 30. Okay, now I'm doing support resistance on US 30. Okay, boom. There's really not much in these areas. He's being investigated federally now. Trump or Powell? I mean, I think it's both of them at this point. Also, I thought Friday was supposed to be the day where Supreme Courts come out with the tariff decision. What the hell happened to that? Nothing. Unless it comes out during this week. If it comes out during this week, I think that could be good. That could move the markets even more. What I heard about the Supreme Court's and Serif thing was just that they weren't going to come out with the decision on Friday. Even though, like, everyone thought they were. My mom just texted me. He said he buried his wife there. That's funny. Aren't you driving? Anyways. That's funny. Yeah, I don't see much on US 30. We're just waiting for the market to open, so I'm chatting. We got 4 more minutes for 9:30. Yeah, this area on US 30 is pretty tough because at least for me. I mean, I don't have any zones. If you're an ICT trader, you probably have some gaps in this area. I don't trade gaps though, so I don't have much. Yeah. I only have this line here. I mean, this could be one here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if US 30 goes down from here, can't trade it, no zones. On our way down, I have nothing. And what I do have is not even like the best zone. So I'm hoping US 30 comes up to this 4 hour and 3 hour supply zone. Then from there, I can take a trade. What I'm also gonna do is just have this little tool here with 50 points because that's how big my stop loss is gonna be. Is gonna be 50 points or less. Same thing on Nasdaq. My stop loss on Nasdaq is gonna be 100 ticks or less. And if Nasdaq goes down, it's actually gonna be good for me because I actually have a really good zone about I would say about 90 points away. So, honestly, wherever the market goes, I'm going to have an opportunity. We just need some sort of good volume. Watching gold and silver. Can you make your screen bigger? It is if you go to you're on the vertical stream, so if you go to my channel, I have a landscape stream as well. And that way you can see my whole screen. But I just put on vertical as well. So I know some people like it that way. Why is the stream vertical mode? I have them both. Watching gold and silver, yeah, I've heard very good things about gold and silver. I looked at gold. I was like, that is a crazy open. I mean, the move gold did yesterday overnight was crazy. I mean, Nasdaq as well, but with gold, it's crazier because the contracts on gold are a bit crazy. Same thing with silver. I mean, with silver, you put in one contract, you're either you're in a lot of money profit or you immediately lost. Like that's how silver is. I've never actually traded silver, but I've tried back testing it and it's insane. I mean, if you trade silver, you're most likely going to have to trade with micros unless you have like a big ass account or you have a really tight stop loss. Okay, here's market open. Nasdaq's pushing up. It's already past 780s. I'm not going to take longs, so I want to see at least a 1 minute candle close. If this 1 minute closes above 784 and I see some sort of retest, then I would like the longs. But we'll see how it closes. Okay, close above. Retest. If it breaks the highs, I would take a long. Okay, I'm in long on some accounts. I'm gonna have to get out though. This is stop loss 76. No, I'll put it at the 80s. Copy trader got messed up. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm gonna put my stops to break even. And I'm gonna close it out here. Yeah, what the hell is wrong with this? Look at this. I got in some contracts on some accounts, and then the other ones, the other ones completely missed it out. I think the longs are gonna go up to the 860s. I'm gonna have to stop though because I have to manually check each account. Yeah, that was it for me. That was it. That was the move right there. It's crazy though because the copy trader like messed up there. I'm not sure what happened. I think the market was moving like way too fast. Yeah, look, on some accounts, I entered in twice because it lagged. Still a really good move, but like, damn. I mean, it's a nice base hit. I'm not sure what happened. I'm gonna have to rewatch this recording. That was weird. I mean, I'm satisfied. Like in some accounts, is a really good win, $500, but on others it's half of that. So I'm not sure what happened. And I also just don't want to mess with the copy trader. Like take out some accounts, put some back in. No, I'm not doing all that. One, yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 accounts got a late entry. Not even a late entry. I don't even know what happened there. I'm not sure if it was like too volatile that like the copy trader messed up. I'm not sure what happened. I've never had an issue with Tradeovate. It's also just 20 accounts, so the fill was different. I don't know. I don't know. Look at the drop on US 30. That's crazy. Anyways, I mean, I loved sizing down. Honestly, like last week, I was doing a full contract. It just wasn't it. This week though, I'm switching to 5 micros, and I already feel better. Honestly, I mean that was that was really quick. And I'm done. Like I don't even know what to do anymore. Did you reset your Apex accounts? No. What happened was, um, last week I was down. I think I only had like $800 left. I got off stream and then I took. If you're in the Discord, like you saw it 'cause I said it, but if you're not, basically I just took another trade, which honestly was a YOLO trade. Um, but with that winning trade, like I was able to break even on the day. Here, I'll show you. So technically, I broke a rule on Friday. That's really what happened. But I was just like in that YOLO mindset, honestly. I was also pissed off too, cuz on Friday I had that thing happen to me where like I got stopped out when I actually took a win. You guys know what I mean. Like you get stopped out and then it completely goes into profit into your TP. That's what happened to me on Friday. And honestly, like I was pissed off about it. So I was down around 600 on each account. Didn't have that much drawdown left, but I took one more trade, which was right here, this wedge breakout trade. Like wedge breakout is a joke to me, honestly, but I still took the trade, and it was a winning trade. I took the trade because I thought it was a good setup. It was a breakout setup. It's not my A plus setup though, but I decided to take it honestly just to YOLO the account. I was like, bro, if I lose it, like I don't even care at this point. That's how I felt, which is honestly dangerous with trading. Um, but I think last week, like I made a lot of mistakes, which I reviewed on Saturday, and like I think the main thing that caused those mistakes was the sizing. First of all, these are 50K accounts, and like I've had a lot of success with 50K accounts, and my sizing is always 5 micros. I mean, I've gotten multiple 10K payouts with 5 micros. So why would I switch over to a full contract? You know? But the reason I switched over to a full contract was honestly because of Apex rules. I was like overthinking it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to slap on a full contract. And I tried it, and honestly, like, it did not work. I don't know if I was trading emotional. And it was also my first stream on YouTube as well, my first week. I don't know, last week was rough for me. And it wasn't even like bad price action last week. It was really good price action last week. In the first 15 minutes, there was always a clear breakout, whether it was on NASDAQ or US 30. And I wasn't able to capitalize much off of it. And I think it was because of my sizing. But yeah, damn. I mean, I love being done with trading fast, but the copy trader, like, messed me up. It messed me up big time. I mean, usually this copy trader is, like, beautiful. Everything's the same. But I think it was so volatile that it, like, it didn't have time to register. So I entered in twice. On some accounts, I entered in twice. And then on others, it was just once. That was weird. That was really weird. I kind of want to rewatch it. Yeah, crazy slippage. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Crazy slippage. Um Honestly too, now that I think about it, a lot of the trades that I take recently have been like placed with an order. Today it was moving fast, so I entered in with a buy. And I think that's maybe why it was crazy slippage. I'm not sure though. They have consistency on Apex. Do they? Yes, they do. They have a couple rules on Apex. Which is also why I wanted to just trade one full contract so I didn't have to mess with my sizing too much. Too late for that though. Too late. I mean, I already entered in twice. Basically, I scaled into this trade. Shouldn't be an issue, but like I didn't want to deal with their scaling in rules because they have that too. But yeah, they have a, what do they have? They have a 30% consistency rule. Oh my gosh, look at US 30 just How big is this move? US 30 moved down 240 points and recovered just as fast. US 30 is also approaching this huge area of supply up here, which I think we could reject. But if US 30 gets above the 520s, it'll easily come up to the 700s. I'm not going to take the trade though. First of all, the copy trader messed up, and I don't want to mess with it more. And I already took a winning day. I don't even know how much I made. I think it's around maybe 8 to 10K in total. But since I'm going to say, let me see. Times 12. So times 8 plus 3,000. Yeah, I made around 7 or 8K in total. If the copy trader didn't mess up, I would have made around 12K. Should I have exited? No, I should have, because the copy trader was messed up. No, that's the main reason why I exited. I also have the consistency rule, so it's not like I can make a crazy bag. Scaling once is no problem. They hate it when people scale in more than once into a losing trade to have a better day, a better entry. Oh, that makes sense. I also know like they don't have what is it called? The DCA rule that they have. I know that's a huge issue with Top Step. I mean, what am I saying? Apex. Oh my god, I'm slow. I was referring to my YM trade. Did you take longs or shorts? Either way, you would have made a lot of money with US 30. I mean, longs and shorts played out crazy. I've seen the market so clear now. Like, now what I see is just breakout after breakout. I mean, even right here, I'm feeling like Mamba, you know? What's his name? Mamba FX. He just trades breakouts. That's how I'm seeing the market. Like, I literally just see breakout after breakout. The first 15 minutes. Every day, too. I mean, even today on NASDAQ, boom, you had this small pre-market range, and then the longs popped up, boom. On US 30, you had this trend line here that it broke out of, boom. I mean, I wouldn't have taken it, but that's the way I see it. Yo, I saw this funny reel the other day. I saw it on YouTube by Cassinger. I thought it was just so funny. I'm gonna share it with you guys. I just keep thinking about it. I don't know why. Yeah, it was this one. Whoops. Here, let me click on it. This one right here. When the drink starts tasting like everyone around me should know my opinion on ICT traders. Oh my god. It's funny because, like, I think this too. So I don't know why. Something about ICT traders, and it's not all of them, but like some of them. It's the ones that are like part of that cult, you know? Some of the ICT traders To me, I don't know, like something's up. Something's up. I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't. I don't even know, what. Something's just up with some of the ICT traders. Is it just me? Maybe it's my Instagram. I think it's my Instagram reels. I think it's also too because of ICT himself, you know, and like how kind of sus he is. Again, maybe it's just me, but the things that I've watched about ICT and like his whole, it's not, I don't know if it's scamming or what, but his reputation, I think, is what it is that really like makes me not kind of like ICT traders. Again, not all of them. It's very specific ones. It's very specific ones. Again, I can't explain it. It's just a thing. I love US 30 too. I'm glad I started trading US 30. I mean, recently I don't think I've had an actual good trade from them, but the openings on US 30 they present a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good breakouts. I mean, some days even on US 30 you'll see just a crazy open. Like, I think it was last Monday on US 30, it was insane. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, last Monday. And then boom, literally, what do I see? Boom, breakout right here. I mean, it's a small one, but yeah, that move on US 30 was honestly, I mean, this is the type of move where you could FOMO in the trade and still make a lot of money. Those are the best moves. And they don't happen all the time, but when they do, they're really good opportunities. And again, like you can just FOMO into the trade and be fine. That's when you know it's a really good move. When you could just hop on the trade with not really a good reason. It's just it's moving up, so let me get in. And you'll still make a lot of money with it because the move is that good. Okay, that was the opening range on NASDAQ. Let's see how big it is. Huge opening range. I mean, huge. It recovered almost this whole move down that happened yesterday. Honestly, this is called the New York reversal. Literally. Like Asian, London, both move lower. Then you get just a crazy move up. It happens all the time. Huge opening range on NASDAQ. Do I think it's going to go higher? I don't know. I think it's going to slow down a bit. I think the move already happened. The longs already came in. And I mean, if NASDAQ goes higher, I think it'd be good because I do have a lot of good zones up here. Also, if NASDAQ pushes higher past these highs up here, sorry, let me move this over here. If NASDAQ moves past these highs here, we'll come up to this huge area of resistance, which is also a supply zone. It's a 90-minute supply zone that the market has kept rejecting for a while. And I think if we keep tapping into that area, if you tap into an area a lot, you're more likely to break it. So I'm thinking if we break these highs, we'll retest this strong supply zone up here and we'll most likely break past it. There's also just a bunch of liquidity up here. These wicks over here could be a good area for the market to tap into. Nasdaq looks like it's breaking past the opening range, which is good. US 30 is kind of struggling though. US 30's opening range is huge, but the candle didn't close out as strong as Nasdaq. So I'd be looking at Nasdaq, honestly. The opening is much stronger. I'm so tired of trading. It's gonna be like that. I promise you, at least once a month. I promise you. I mean, I love trading, but there's just some days I don't want to trade. And I don't know, I don't know why. Some days it's about discipline, you know? Like even today I felt like crap. I'm not sure if it's cuz of my workout this morning, but honestly, like I wanted to go lay down, but I was like, no, like I have to trade. I don't even want to trade. Sometimes. Sometimes I wake up really hyped up and I'm like, yo, let's make some money. But at the end of the day, like, money's not gonna really make you happy. I've gotten many payouts, and at first, like, getting payouts was very exciting. You get a huge rush, but then it just becomes like, yeah, I just got a payout. What's next? Like, money can make you happy, but temporary. It does not last. How do you like Apex? I'm considering it, but still on Top Step right now, copy trading 5 accounts. I don't know. I mean, I've gotten a payout from Apex before. It was my first payout ever, and it was great. I stopped trading Apex though because they just have so many rules, and I also just didn't want to deal with that. But Apex is the only company right now that lets you copy trade 20 accounts. So the leverage on Apex is very, very good. There is no other prop firm like Apex. The rules are just shitty. So it's really a risk, but it's up to you. To me, like, I wanted to trade with Apex, but I hate Apex because of their rules. Then I thought about it. I was like, what other prop firm can I copy trade 20 accounts and get a 40K payout? No other prop firm. The only prop firm I think you could get a 40K payout from is Alpha Futures. If you have 3 Alpha Futures accounts and you get a max payout of 15,000, then you can request a total of 45K. But they take a 70-30 split. So you would request 45,000, but then you would take home about, I think it's around 35, 37, something like that. So I was like, my best option honestly is Apex, because if I request 40K from Apex, I'll get the full 40K. There is no split until I get what, 25,000 paid from each account. That's gonna be in a while. Another thing with Alpha Futures, for the max payout, I would have needed to be trading very heavy, right? Which I'm not used to. What I am used to is trading slow and small on 50K accounts. So why not multiply it by 20? Basically, I multiplied what I'm good at by 20. Instead of multiplying the the size of my account, you know? Like it's really up to you if you want to switch to Apex. I mean, I didn't fully switch. Like I still have Top Step, and I want Tradify accounts. I hate the trailing drawdown too. I do. But it could be managed, you know? It can definitely be managed. That's why the goal with these accounts is also to just go slow. Base hits every day. Um Small moves, or not small moves, but small sizing. And I know like I can easily get this 40K payout if I just take it slow, because I've done it multiple times already just with other prop firms. This time the only difference is number one, the trailing drawdown, and then I would say 20 accounts. That's really the only difference. Have you tried my funded futures? I'm banned from my funded futures. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. What sizing do you use? I use 5 micros right now. This week, that's the goal. Last week, I was using a full contract on these accounts, and it wasn't it. It wasn't. I wasn't trading as good as I could have been. I was over risking basically, which the over risking, it wasn't really over risking. It was just the fact that my stops couldn't be wider. They had to be tight, which I normally don't trade with a very tight stop loss. Usually I let the trade breathe. What are the rules in Apex for a payout? It's a huge list. It's a huge list. Eve the Goat sent in New Year's Eve 2026. Wow, thank you. I think that's like my second gift. Thank you. Do you have a course? I do have courses and they are free now. If you join my, what is it called? My free Discord, you can access all of my courses for free. The rules with Apex are really they have a 30% consistency rule. They have a 30% P&L rule. I think that's what it's called. And that P&L rule is basically you can't take a loss that's more than 30% of your drawdown. So right now, 30% of my drawdown is 2,600, around there. So I can't take a loss that's bigger than 750. Cool rule. Cool rule, right? It forces you to manage risk, right? Another rule they have is I think you can't DCA. Cool rule. I mean, I don't DCA as much. Another rule they have it's something else. I just can't think of it cuz they have so much. The rules are like they're doable. Like people get paid. You just have to follow the rules, which I should actually review to make sure I'm doing good. Let's see. Let's look at their PA trading rules. Yes, so they have a scaling rule, which is normal. A scaling rule, you'll get that in most what do you call it? Most funded accounts have a scaling rule. Their scaling rule is very simple. I'm pretty sure Basically, their scaling rule is you can use max 5 contracts. This is on a 50K account. You can use max 5 contracts on a 50K account when you have less than 2,600. Once you go above 2,600, then you can use all of your contracts, which is 10 contracts. Which, like, I mean, honestly, who's gonna trade 10 contracts on a 50K account? Unless you want to YOLO the account, right? But no one's gonna do that. So this rule honestly doesn't matter too much. This is their 30% P&L rule right here, which I already explained. Oh, this is another rule right here. This is called the 5-to-1 risk reward ratio rule. Basically, what this rule is, you can't risk $5 to make $1, right? You can't risk $500 to make $100. That's basically what this rule is. Which, again, like, cool rule. Who's gonna risk $500 to make $100? Most likely, a gambler, right? They have a hedging rule, which, again, it makes sense. Hedging rule, basically, you can't go long on some accounts and short on others. It makes sense, right? Another rule they have, one direction rule. No clue what this is, so let's read it. Traders are only allowed to hold a position in one direction at a time, either longer. Okay, basically, this is a hedging rule as well. I'm guessing. Yeah. Let's double check. Yeah, it's literally a no hedging rule. It says it right here, no hedging. I don't know why they had to make it into 2 rules. It's the same thing. That's their main rules. But they also have consistency rules, which I'm trying to find. Okay, let's look at their payout parameters. So you need 8 trading days. You need 5 of those trading days to be over $50. So basically, you can only flip for 3 of those 8 days. Basically, just saying you can only get in and out of a trade for 3 of these 8 days. Cool rule, right? Like, I'm not going to be flipping any days. I think I'm on my 6th trading day, so I'm not worried about that rule. 30% consistency rule, I can't make more than 30% in one day of all my profits, which I already calculated. I have it somewhere. Basically, I can't make over, I think it's $1,200 in one day. And that way I'll be following my 30% consistency rule. Yeah, I have it right here. Where is it? Oh, right here. 30% consistency rule. Biggest day it can't be over 1,200. What's another rule? Yeah, minimum balance to request. Basically, you can't request when your balance is at 2,600. You can only request what's above the drawdown plus $100. So in order for me to request $2,000 per account, I need $4,600. The dogs are going crazy. It's every day, every day. What's another rule? Trading without risk management. I mean, who's gonna trade without risk management? A gambler. A lot of their rules are literally good for us. They are stupid rules. Some are stupid rules, but a lot of the rules make sense. A lot of the rules are really just there to actually make sure you're an actual trader. A lot of the rules only only gamblers would hate the rules, you know? What's your Discord? It should be in my description, link in the description. If it's not, it's definitely in my bio. Best advice for Apex is to aim 300 to 600 per day, and if you get $200, don't overtrade, take it and move it on. Yeah, that's literally what I'm doing. Is just accepting the small days, which would have been easier to do today if the copy trader didn't mess up. How much was your first Top Step payout? My first Top Step payout was around 20,000. It was around 4,000 each account. And a lot of people might say, "Oh, you got lucky." But honestly, it was all planned out. Like that, something about that first Top Step payout, like it was just such a spiritual payout. I don't know how to explain it. I tried explaining it in my YouTube video because I made a YouTube video about it. And in the video, I just talk about like what exactly I did to get the payout. And a lot of it was just like meditation, prayer, eating clean once a day. Just honestly, a lot of people might say, "Oh, like that you went crazy for that." But to me, I saw it as like, and this might sound weird, but like I don't care. I saw it like me sacrificing the stuff that I would usually want for something that I truly want. So I would like, I don't know how to explain it, but like it got to a point where like I was praying and like I saw I didn't see God, but it was like a yellow light. Maybe I was dehydrated, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, guys, but it was just a crazy spiritual journey with that Top Step payout. And I haven't felt that way again. I'm trying to. I know I will. I really just have to focus. But yeah, that Top Step payout was like truly just something earned, you know? It was planned too, like I have proof. Um One of the journals that I have, like I had the payout plan to the T, to the T. The balance was planned and the number of the payout was planned. Like that whole payout was one of the best payouts I've had. And not just cuz it was huge, but because it was like planned. It changed me as a person. You know, I think I became more self-aware, more aware that if I do these certain things, like it could make me a better trader. It also got me into meditation and prayer. I never prayed. I mean, maybe I did pray, right? Like before, but not as consistently as I did during that time. And it got me into prayer. Like now I pray pretty much every day. And like it's not, "Oh, like God, please give me a payout." It's like, "God, like I'm thankful for today, you know, I pray that you protect me and my family, loved ones." Da da da. Like I never used to do that until that 20K payout. Like that payout changed me. Changed everything. And I do plan to like get like that again. You know, get that focused. So that's really what I was. I was focused. Anything I was doing, like I was thinking about the payout, you know? I was thinking about either the payout or like or how to get better as a person. I was just focused. Lonnie, Friday I blew my XFA. that I was on my fourth day with. I trade 15-minute orb and literally blew it 20 minutes before it started to work out. I hate myself because it was a 20-minute day in practice. Don't say you hate yourself. Recently, like, I was talking negative to myself, and like I was like, whatever I say to myself, like, my brain believes it. So don't try to talk to yourself negatively. Try to talk to yourself in a positive way. Yes, I blew these accounts, but maybe I had to do it for some reason. Maybe I did it so I don't do it next time. Something like that. Um, and since you trade the 15-minute orb, what what happened? Did you take the 15-minute orb trade, or like did you not wait for it? Did the orb trade chop up, then you lost a trade, and then it played out later on? Like, what happened that caused you to lose the accounts? Did you take the first loss and, like, I don't know, you lost the money? You also got to think about that too. What caused you to blow the accounts? Or maybe you had something happen to you in the morning that caused you to be emotional when you traded. You traded before 9:30. Okay. See, you broke the plan basically. That makes sense. Um Now you know your mistake. It's a pricey lesson. Now you know why not to trade before 9:30. And it happens. It happens. Right? It happened to me all the time. I wanted to make money during agent session, and it was like clockwork. Like, I would lose during agent session. So I made it a rule. I'm not trading agent session. Whenever I would break the rule, I'd get reminded why I don't trade agent session, right? Because it's choppy. And I used to have that rule too. I mean, I have it now, but the rule is to trade only New York Open. Whenever I would break that rule, I promise you, like, whenever I would trade before New York Open, I would lose pre-market, probably blow an account, right? Or lose a lot of money to where I couldn't trade New York Open. And then I'd watch New York play out perfectly. And that taught me, why am I not waiting for when the market is going to be into my favor? You know? That helps me understand more, like, to take it more serious. Take that rule more serious. It makes me understand the rule. A lot of your, losses or mistakes happen for a reason, to tell you something specific. Are you Christian? I'm not really anything. I was raised, my mom always said, you don't need to go to church to be close to God. And I believe that to this day. Like, I got close to God by praying, not by going to church, So honestly, like, I don't know if I am Christian or not. I don't think I am, but I do believe in God, But I just don't have a specific religion. What do you think about shorts on YM? I just like the moves the first 15 minutes. If you look at US 30, there's no direction on US 30. And honestly, I wouldn't know how to trade US 30 now, because what I was thinking was, if price got above 520, I thought the longs would have been able to continue, but they failed to do that. And probably it also just kind of chopped up around this area. So at that point, I wouldn't even be looking at US 30. But again, that's just me. That's just the way I trade. You might trade something else that tells you something different. So, you know, trust your analysis. And also just make sure your analysis isn't emotional. Make sure your analysis is actually something real, you know? Maybe it's something back tested or something that you've seen before. 15-minute orb today played out good for me. A quick 2.5k practice. I've heard a lot of people like be good at their practice accounts and then be bad in their actual accounts. For me, it's the opposite. Like, I gamble my paper account. I mean, I've had to reset my paper account like I think every week. No, not every week, but very often. I mean, let's look at it now. It's probably in the red. It Yeah, it is. Yo, I do horrible in my paper account. I don't know why. You know why I do bad in my paper account? I think it's because when I trade my paper account, I actually trade it when I have the urge to trade, but I know I shouldn't trade. My paper account is for like Asian session, and it works out great because I'm horrible at it. And I mean, you can see right here, I'm down 7k on the on the paper account because I literally only traded during Asian. And again, I'm bad at it. That's why I do it on the paper account. But what some people do, and it'll be a lot of beginners or just people who haven't seen much success, is they would mess up on their real account, their funded account, or their eval they're trying to pass. They would mess up on their actual account, and then once they mess up, they trade the paper account. You just have to do it the opposite way. Whenever you have the urge to trade or you have an itch to trade, I mean, I know I still have it sometimes. Boom, paper account. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. Most of the time, it's not great, and it reminds me to why I need to keep following my rules. Why even bother sitting and looking at the markets during Asian? Honestly, for me, it's like I used to trade Asian session because I was still in the mindset of, bro, I need to grind to make a lot of money. Like, I need to be on the charts 24/7 to make a lot of money. Like, that's what I was thinking. And that's why I would trade Asian session. Because I thought the more time I spent on the charts, the more money I would make. But this is not the case. It's not. It's the opposite. The dogs are going crazy. I think someone's probably walking or something. Walking by. And I mean, this is why I trade New York Open. First 15 minutes. Like, you clearly, 15-minute closes, boom, chop, chop. The cleanest moves happen the first 15 minutes. Like, that's just how it is. And it's crazy too because I would wait for the 15-minute candle to close. And it was great until it wasn't. I had a phase last year where like the orb was my everything. Like I would wait for the orb patiently and it was great. And then like bro, I don't know what happened. It just stopped working for me. It stopped working for the way that I trade. I mean even right now though, like the orb will only work if you scalp it. Right? Like what is this move here? Yeah, 30 points. Usually a winning trade for me is 50 points. So it's not enough. And then for my confirmation to enter the trade, I wouldn't have even gotten into this trade. I would have gotten into this trade right now. I'd do something like this. The way I trade the orb is, or how I used to, I would wait for a 5-minute candle to close, outside of the orb, and then a continuation of that candle, which happened now. Before we had a 5-minute candle close outside of the opening range, but no continuation. It also just slowed down like crazy, so. I saw this post, I think it was like a month or two ago, and it just said how Tradovate is gonna. How many days ACH should hit the bank? It depends on what prop firm you're requesting it with. And it also depends if it's your first time requesting a payout. Your first payout with a prop firm is always going to take the longest. I did take the short on YM, got out early. It lagged. I think you were about to say something about Tradovate and then it froze and resumed. I was just saying how I saw a post about Tradovate and about how they're going to have a lockout button like Tops FX. But it still hasn't came out, so I don't know. There is a way you could lock yourself out from Tradovate, but you kind of manually have to do it. It's based. You go to your risk settings and then you set a daily loss limit, and then boom, you're locked out. I would do that too. I feel like this isn't talked about enough. How Tradovate technically you could lock yourself out. You just have to set it up with your risk settings, and it'll lock you out. I just don't have it because I actually had an issue with it. I'm not sure if it's just me, but one time like I tapped on it. I'm not sure if it was the daily loss limit, but it caused me to like not be able to place any trades for like a week. So I had to contact them so they could take it out. And they were like, "Oh, like you placed a 0, which is why you were locked out." I'm like, "I never did that. I was just messing with it." So now it's just like I don't even touch it because I don't want to mess it up. Tradeway will not lock you out with props. They said it that way so you feel. I did not know that. Never mind then. I guess it only works with the live account. If you have a live account with Tradeway. Damn. That's not surprising, honestly. Damn. That's that pisses me off because they do it on purpose. I mean, I was gonna say something good about the platform X, but that platform just it pisses me off. You know, like the whole company itself. Like it's just bad business, you know? What the platform X did, I think that's what it's called. They like partner up with all these prop firms and then a couple months later they tell us, "Oh, no, we were just here for a little bit. We're not here permanent, but we're going to be permanent with Top Step." It's just sketchy, you know. Why would you do that? To get your name out, you know, then make yourself exclusive. You're allowed to adjust the parameters after you hit the limits and prop. Damn. Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely on purpose. It has to be. That reminds me, I just thought about how, like, with Top Step, when they removed Tradovate, I'm not sure if it's real, but someone was saying that Tradovate made, like, a couple million from Top Step, which is crazy to me. You know, damn. Just for being a platform, they were making that much. And then they got removed. I used Wise and requested Thursday and still haven't gotten it yet. Thursday. So it's really only been 1 or 2 business days. What is the risk reward per trade you typically aim for? I aim for a 1 to 2 most of the time. If it's like really going good, it's really volatile, then I aim for a 1 to 3. But I like a 1 to 2. I think it's really calm. It's really consistent. You know, I'm not going for a crazy move every day. And it's consistent to the point where like it's a system. You know, I get a 1 to 1, I break even, then I just wait for it to hit a 1 to 2. That's that's really consistent for me because it's very simple. My Top Step is first time, already 5 days still pending. I think if it's over 7 days, you should probably contact them on Discord and maybe make a ticket with them. But yeah, your first payout is gonna take a while, and then the next one will be quicker. Love from India. Yeah, I think today's gonna be a really good week. What I'm looking for is, or what I'm waiting for, is that decision about the tariffs with the Supreme Court. I think whatever outcome comes out of that, whatever, I don't know how to say it, guys. Whatever decision is made from that, I think it'll have a huge impact on the markets because it's tariffs, and we all know how the tariffs move the markets. It's actually crazy. I mean, Trump says tariffs, and you'll see 100 point move. you know. Another thing this week is CPI tomorrow. If you guys don't know, CPI is really good to gamble on. Not gonna lie. And there's a very specific way of doing it. You get basically with the CPI, man, you just the way I like to do it is just you measure out, I think it's 60 ticks. Something like that. You measure out 60 ticks and then you just place the orders. Boom. You place something like that. And then you place something like this. Boom. Like that. 60 points or 60 ticks. And then boom. And CPI is really good because it's a really fast move. I don't think it's good to do it on a funded account, but I do think it's perfect for a 1 day pass. And I was actually planning on passing these Apex accounts with CPI, but I decided not to because I wanted to go into the new year with it already funded. So, but yeah, I think Funded Next is a prop firm that has 1 day pass. I haven't really checked them out, but I think I will. I've heard good things about them. So yeah. Maybe I could trade Funded Next evalves on CPI tomorrow. I think that'd be really cool. What's next? Wednesday. Wednesday. Look, it says there's a bunch of high impact news, but this is literally nothing. This 7 a.m. news, I don't even know why it's there. It's not gonna do anything. 8:30 PPI, you might see a big move, and then there's high impact 10 a.m. news. That's really good. What else is there? I mean, that looks like it. That's pretty much it. Friday, there's also high impact news. Today it looks really good. I mean, this week looks good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I mean, not crazy excited, but I'm excited for what's to come. Wow. Look at Nasdaq just going down. Nasdaq, if you didn't trade the first 15 minutes, you're probably getting chopped. You're probably getting chopped right now. Unless you caught this short here. The silence. My bad, my bad. I mean, that was pretty much it. I don't know what else to talk about. Anyone got any more questions? It's crazy because I finished trading at like 9:32. Let me see. 9:33. I was done. It could have been a way better day, but the copy trader got messed up. I'm not gonna let it like give me FOMO though. Yeah, that Jerome Powell situation. I don't want to say it's funny, but like it kind of is. It's not funny, but it is. Is it even possible to be so good at trading to the point that you never blow or need to buy more accounts? Anything is possible, right? But I think it's not going to be very common, honestly, especially with prop firms. With a live account, though, now we're talking. But with prop firm traders, blowing accounts is going to be part of it. I mean, it's not like you have a crazy amount of drawdown to begin with, unless you build it up like crazy. Power struggle between the two of them. Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. There's a channel named The Captain Trader. I never heard of him. Let me see. Let me see. I've probably seen him. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, he live streams. That's cool. I'll check him out. I'll check him out. His trading style is quite unique. You should check it out. He opens a trade and keeps it and keeps it running. As he should. As he should. Let me see. Hey, he just doesn't have much videos. I was gonna say another YouTube channel I like. I think a YouTube channel I really like, which is, I think he's very underrated. He's actually a crazy trader. Let me see. His name is CMP Trading Room. And he's actually a crazy trader. I'm not gonna lie. Like, let me see. He doesn't post much payout videos. That's the thing. But this guy, he's actually a crazy trader. Let me see if he posted anything. Yeah, like right now he's copy trading just a bunch of different prop firms. But even last year, like, he would get 25K payouts from TopStep like every week, like clockwork. He's a really good trader. He's crazy. And he's not that well known, which is the crazier part. But he's also just a trader. He doesn't post that much, you know? I mean, he does post every day, but not videos on YouTube. He'll post, like, post on YouTube. Yeah, he's insane. I really like him. He also trades micros, which is, to me, is the best part. Because it reminds me, I don't need to trade like a crazy size to make a crazy amount of money. He trades just a couple micros, and like he'll make a good amount every month. Nah, but I'm gonna check out the Captain Trader. For me, it's just hard to learn other concepts because like I'm already sticking to my thing that's worked a couple times. So it's hard for me to like be open to learning new concepts. You know, cuz I already see the market a very specific way. I think if I learn something, it'll be something that I could add to my trading, you know? You guys watched dang, what's his, I'm about to pull it up right now. Hold on. It's on Instagram. I want to chat about this with you guys. Let me pull it up. I got too excited for that. It's not even like that exciting. It's just, it's entertaining. Okay. Yeah, it's this guy. When he does like the, I'm not sure if it's like exposing videos or what, but basically it is. I haven't seen the most recent one. Let me see it. Or like I didn't really hear it when I watched it. Bro, when you guys watch him, do you guys look at his lashes? Like, I don't know what it is, but every time I watch him, I gotta look at his lashes. He got really good lashes. It's kind of distracting. I'm just saying. No, but I do like his um what is this even called? His series. Like some of the things he talks about is actually things like what? Like I didn't know that. Like this one, I was shocked when I saw this. Bro, when I saw this, it was shocking because I've watched her trade and like she's very inspiring. Like she'll make like what 30K in a day. But when I saw this, I was like, is that real? I hope it is. I'm praying it is. I hope it's real because she's actually inspiring me. I just hope it's real. That's not, and we don't know if it is. That's the thing. I just hope it is. I truly do. What's another one? This guy. I want to know what you guys think about this guy right here. Trades Psy? I think that's his name. Psy. Something like that. So she's fake. I don't know if she is. Obviously, before she was, right? Because that's what he was talking about. But now, I mean, nobody really knows unless she's like cleared her name or whatever. Which I don't think she has. But I don't know. It could be real. It could definitely be. I hope it is real. I hope she's not fake. I hope she's real. Someone said, I don't know, he doesn't sell courses. He doesn't sell courses, which is why, like, I really like this guy. Because he doesn't sell anything. He's just showing his, his trading experience. But what he does technically sell is the unregulated broker. He promotes an unregulated broker, which is not cool, right? And if you guys don't know, if you promote an unregulated broker, it's different with every broker, but basically whatever money you put into that account, most likely you'll lose the account if you're a newer trader. So he'll get some of that money. And again, it's different with every broker, but for the broker that I know, for example, I made a video on it. What's it called? Hanko. They contacted me asking for, can you promote us? Da da da. We'll make partnership. The more money that I recommend to people and they add, the more money I make. So that's what I think he does. Which, like, some people will say, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. He's just promoting a broker. But if the broker is, like, very unregulated, you could get a lot of money taken from you. And you can't do anything about it, right? Because you already agreed to trade with the broker. But if you guys don't know, like, if you're trading with an unregulated broker and something happens, you can't really get the money back. Or a lot of unregulated brokers have their own platform or their own server to trade in. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if a broker can control your screen, they can make it seem like you got wicked out. When in reality, it could have been the broker itself. So that's why when you hear unregulated, you kind of just have to stay far from it because it's dangerous. And also, like, again, if you lose your money, you can't do anything about it because it's unregulated, and you knew that and you agreed to trade with them. But yeah, Mamba FX has Clarity FX unregulated. That's also sketchy. Not gonna lie, I like Mamba FX, but like, again, the unregulated broker stuff is just something to stay away from, honestly. Unless you live outside of the USA, or you live in a country where you can't really trade certain things, but you can trade an unregulated broker, then like that's your only hope. That's the only thing you can really trade. But for most people, like, you have other options that are regulated. And every time I talk about this, there's just always someone that says, like, that mentions, oh, with unregulated brokers, like, you have more leverage. But, like, you don't need a crazy amount of leverage to make money. You know, if you want crazy leverage, there's other ways to go about it. I think Nord Trades has done some sketchy things in the past. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you guys remember that Tradezilla, what am I saying? What's his name? Godzilla, something like that. And like, it was a whole thing. I think the whole trading space is, sometimes like I lose hope in it, honestly. Sometimes I ask myself, like, are people on social media like truly making money from trading? Sometimes I do ask myself that. Cause right now, like, the only thing you could really trust, if someone flexes proof about a prop firm payout, or if they show broker statements from their live account. That's really the only way to like clear your name, honestly. And then if you get payouts from prop firms, why not show your stats? That's another thing as well. What is it called? Godzilla. I'm not sure what he got exposed for, but like, yeah, this was what, 5 years ago. This video here. Oh, it's, there we go. This video is funny, and yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he got exposed for, but like, it's just sketchy. Tori Trades doesn't play about her stats. She doesn't, yo. She doesn't. That's why she's very good. That's why she's very well known. And not only doesn't she play about her stats, she always shows her broker statements. She's very open about her trading, which is why I like her. Just come to Miami and you'll see. Yo, I used to always want to go to Miami. And honestly, I think I've always wanted to go to Miami because it's always something I see on social media. Like, literally every successful trader either goes to Miami and parties, or they live in Miami. I think I've been sold that Miami life. I really have. So I feel like if it wasn't for Instagram, Miami wouldn't be on my mind, honestly. How do you feel about Doyle? I love Doyle. I mean, I almost said I grew up with him. I didn't. But like, he was someone I always used to watch. And now I trade very similar to him, and I've seen a lot of success. You know, Doyle is like, I would say Doyle is one of the most legit traders out there. And the main reason for that is because he showed it from the bottom. Like, he showed his $200 wins all the way up to his 20K wins. You know, like he's showed everything. It's not like he just came up out of nowhere and like he's blowing up. He's been doing this, you know? And that's my favorite part about Doyle. Another thing with Doyle is just like he's not that flashy. You know, yes, he bought Lambo, he bought a nice car, but like he don't flex that like other traders do, you know? That's also not his personality either. Some of the traders out here, like their main personality is buying supercars. But Doyle's personality is like, or what he shows on Instagram is like calm, you know, slow wins, sticking to the plan, like, you know, and he seems very down to earth. I really like Doyle. Just enjoying the free. Yeah, exactly. Literally, the freedom. Every time I watch his Instagram, it's like, it reminds me just to like be humble, like stick to the plan, take it slow. Like that's his brand, you know. With other traders, you don't really get that. You get flashy cars, flashy things. Yeah, I'm talking about Doyle. How's trailing drawdown? What do you mean? Like, what is trailing drawdown? Is that what you mean? Did I recover my accounts? Yeah, I did. I YOLO'd it and it worked. Thank God. I'm not YOLOing anymore. That was like something I never want to do again. It's gonna happen though. Maybe not with these accounts. With other accounts, it's bound to happen. Especially with the prop firm accounts. I was in his group in 2022. So was I. I was in Doyle's group too. Yo, I remember joining his group and like trading FTMO. Like that was a while ago. And I remember too because it was around Christmas time, and like you guys know around Christmas, like everyone was like, "Damn, like I gotta make money." Da da da. Everyone. That's how I was. So I was like, "Damn, like what am I gonna do? I'm gonna trade." Boom, join Doyle's thingy. At the time, he wouldn't go live. He would just like write out what trades he's going in. And like I was a beginner, so I was like, who's going in long, who's going in short? I'm going into whatever. And Doyle would be like, no, like it's not a good setup. I'd still take it. Like that was me back then. That was me back then. But I was only in there for like a month. Because I was a beginner and I was looking for like quick money. Doyle's not about that. He's about slow, consistent trading. And at the time, since I was new, like I didn't like it. Now though, I love that shit. You know, that's what I truly think would help traders. But yeah, this Nord trades exposing episodes that he's doing. I mean, someone had to do it. You know, they're very entertaining. The numbers on them are really crazy. The facts that he comes up with is like, damn, like, how does he know that? He must have a team, you know. But also the thing with Nor trades and him like exposing, certain traders, a lot of the stuff that he talks about is stuff that isn't necessarily wrong, you know? A lot of the things that he exposes is like traders selling courses or selling mentorship or selling something, which there's nothing wrong with if it's real, if it's actually helpful. A lot of people just don't understand either. A lot of traders are entrepreneurs, so they sell things, which there's nothing wrong with, unless what they're selling doesn't work, you know? But yeah, a lot of traders are natural entrepreneurs, so of course they're gonna sell something. Another thing is too, like, a lot of traders need to do something else besides just trading. What is that gonna be? More online money, right? So they sell things online, digital products. Even me, right? Like when I went full time with trading, I knew I couldn't just be trading. So I was selling stuff online. And something that I do find wrong, and it's not necessarily wrong, it's just something that is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something weird. But one time, Alex FX, he said, "Oh, like I've made the same amount of money trading and selling how to trade. Like he made the same amount of money basically with selling courses and mentorship and trading. And like he's made a lot of money trading, or he said he has. To me it's just like, if you sell courses, like hopefully you're making more money trading than selling courses or selling mentorship. That's what I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just hope they're making more money off of trading. I've blown 30 accounts, zero payouts. You have to look at what you've done, why you've done it. There's nothing wrong with blowing 30 accounts. There's definitely not. But you have to sit down and ask yourself, what have I been doing wrong? 'Cause I think if you blew 30 accounts and you haven't sit back to like actually process what you've been doing wrong, you're not going to get anywhere until something actually changes. And something will actually change if you really look back at your mistakes. It's very uncomfortable, but it's very necessary. What about the self-proclaimed Go ICT? Same thing with him. I mean, he even said it himself in an interview. It was a long time ago, so I'm not sure is this same thing I'm gonna say, but it was something along the lines of basically he was saying that he was just saying he was making a lot of money from teaching trading, and that like he didn't need to trade anymore. That's what he was saying. It was a long time ago, but he said something like that in an interview. And also with the ICT guy, I know his concepts do work, but a lot of the concepts with trading are gonna work. The market is either gonna go up or down. It's not that hard to predict it. So his concepts, like, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But with him himself, there's some things that he's just gotten caught up. Like he's gotten caught up, you know? If it's his paper account, his broker statement, I don't know. And then the Robbins Cup as well. He was saying how he was gonna win the Robbins Cup, da da da. and like I think he was like the first one to leave. Something like that. I don't know. I think if he was a really good teacher, he should have been able to last more in the Robbins Cup. Also, with the Robbins Cup, what he did as well was he basically just crashed out. At least that's what I remember. He was just like over trading. But I mean, some traders are like, with ICT himself, some people are just better teachers than like actual traders. That's the thing as well. And I think that's what he is. Maybe he's just a better teacher than a trader. Maybe he's a teacher at heart. And I mean, that's what it seems like right now. He's taught a lot of people. A lot of people have succeeded because of him. But him himself, maybe he's not that good, but he's good at teaching it. Is 150K account better than 50K? Me personally, I think 50K accounts are better because of the ratio, right? Like passing it is going to be easier because your drawdown is kind of the same as what you need to pass. It's easier to pass. They're cheaper, most prop firms, if they don't have an activation fee. Another thing with 50K accounts, if you trade with micros, it's really easy to manage. If you trade a mini on a 50K account, I mean, it's going to be way harder to actually trade. And then some traders also, and this was me too. This was me a couple years ago. I used to think that 150K accounts were better because they had more drawdown than the 50K account. That's just not the case. If you can't manage risk on a 50K account, you're not going to be able to manage risk on a 150K account. Right? Unless like you change your sizing properly and you start manage risk, then there you go. But other than that, like I think 50Ks are better, especially for beginners. Another thing with the 50K accounts is like you'll slowly build up your emotions to like big profits. Like if a beginner makes $1,000 on their account, they're gonna go crazy, right? They're gonna feel like Superman. And then the next day, they're just gonna blow the account because their emotions are too high. But if a beginner makes $200, their emotions are gonna be pretty level, pretty much the same. Nothing's gonna be crazy because it's just $200. Then the next day, their emotions are gonna be more stable, which would allow them to manage risk properly, take better trades, da da da. You know? Like emotions are going to be easier to manage with smaller profits. Like NFL, some coaches are great at teaching. Yes. That's funny. Does paper trading improve trading? Yeah, for sure. For beginner traders, yes. Yeah, for sure. Even for me, it improves my trading today because I paper trade when I want to break rules, which actually improves my real trading, Paper trading is very helpful. What about ICC? Is that the Psy guy with the like big chains? I think that's him. He's a really good teacher. I mean, like I don't watch his courses, but I have before on YouTube. Like the ICC concepts. I like them because it's just support and resistance. Yeah, yeah. I like ICC. And it's most likely because I trade support and resistance myself. So it makes sense. But with ICT, it's very different from what I'm used to, which is why like I don't do it. All right, and I tried learning ICT concepts. I did. But it never clicked with me. I don't know why. I was thinking the other day about just how like mainstream ICT is. Like if you scroll on Instagram trading videos, you're going to see a lot of ICT stuff. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. It's very mainstream. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just noting it, you know? Only doing trading is extremely hard. Oh yeah, for sure. So you're gonna be stressing about money on the red days. Unless you're used to it. Unless you're used to it. ICT took everyone's concept and renamed them. I like that take. I like that take. I love that take because it's literally just a different language, but it's the same thing. That's why ICT, that's what everything with trading is. It's most of the same thing, either just different words, different sayings. Most of the things, though, are the same. And a really good example of that is just like what I remember seeing was just, it was a video of a girl just talking about, oh, like, guess what setup I took here? Either, support resistance, supply and demand, or ICT fair value gap, something like that. And the answer was all of them. It was all of them. It was supply and demand, support and resistance, a fair value gap. It was just a different way of saying it. And I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Every new trader is ICT, it seems. Yes, yes. I mean, last year when I would get on calls with students, and a lot of the beginner traders were ICT traders. I remember I talked to a girl and she was like, yeah, like I just bought TJR's course. Like I'm learning ICT concepts. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy. And I think that happened a couple times. A lot of beginner traders are trading ICT. And honestly, I think it's because of TJR. He's very popular. I think he's the most popular trader out there. Can't believe people out here buying courses. I mean, I've bought a lot of courses, and the reason I would buy courses, and I think this is for everyone that buys a course, is because you can learn free things on YouTube, but not in the order that you know it should be. If you buy a course, it could be the same things on YouTube, but in the right order. That's why when I first started to learn how to trade, I bought a course knowing there was free info on YouTube because the videos were in order, and you normally don't really get that unless it's like a boot camp or something free on YouTube. You'll be more confused trying to learn ICT. Yeah. Yeah, if you already know certain concepts, simple concepts, and you try to learn ICT, you're going to struggle. That's what happened to me. I had already known supply and demand, support and resistance. Then I tried learning ICT and it just didn't click. Thank God I was too dumb to learn to understand ICT. Yeah, me too. Same. Like, not even joking. I mean, I don't want to call myself dumb, but like, it was just like I couldn't understand it. And the thing with support and resistance, you see it, like any time frame, you see support and resistance. Like that's how I see it. Anyone that says support and resistance doesn't work, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, it's right here. Boom, support. Break pass turns into resistance. Like I see it everywhere, and that's how I trade today. Is like if we break past something, then it has to turn into the opposite thing. Like right here, if this was resistance, it has to turn to support. That kind of um not clarifies, but it helps me be more confident in the move. Even right here on YM today, boom, you had this area of resistance here. You broke past it. We retested it, and it turned into support. Like I don't know. I see it everywhere. How do I approach the 50K accounts? I trade 5 micros. I risk $200 to $300 a trade, and I aim for a 1 to 2. So a winning day would be around 600, which is really good because if you get a 1 to 2, it's gonna be very easy to do it again, right? But if you aim for a 1 to 4, it might be a bit harder to do it every day. That's why I like 1 to 2, because it's very easy to get consistent with. What's the average that you would spend on a course? Well, the first course that I bought was like $200. Would I spend $8,000 or even over $1,000 on a course? No. That reminds me, I had last year I spoke with, it was another girl actually, and she was telling me that she was gonna buy another course, and this course was like $5,000. And I told her, I was like, and she told me she was gonna split it with a friend. And I was like, no, like, don't do that. Like, you're gonna regret that. You might learn something from the course, but you most likely could learn it for free on YouTube. You just have to look for it. If you're gonna buy a course, like, number one, make sure you could afford it. And number two, make sure whatever's in the course is actually gonna help you. But for me, it's like, if I'm first starting out on something, I can't spend what over $1,000 on a course. That's just, to me, it's just a bit of a heavy investment. Unless it was mentorship. If it's mentorship, then you actually have someone that you can speak with and they could actually help you. But of course, it's just you. So it's different. But even with mentorship, I've seen, I've heard a lot of stories about people paying mentorship like $8,000. And is a very well known YouTuber. I mean, I like him myself. And he charged this person $8,000 and never got on a one on one call with her. See, it's shit like that. Like, that's tough. I would not do that. $8,000 for mentorship, unless like I'm in real estate, or something else, then I do it. But for trading, like not really. I'd look for something cheaper. Not gonna lie. But again, it's really up to the buyer, and what how they're sold as well. or what they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for something specific. But me personally, like a couple thousand on a course, yeah, no. 8K, no way, fam. I promise you. It was 8K. I promise you. Yes, 8K for one-on-one mentorship. And I know this because someone told me. It was through an Instagram DM, and I was like, that's crazy. Basically, she got on a payment plan. That's how she did it. She got on a payment plan on her credit card. That's how she got the 8K. Still crazy though. I mean, that payment plan, that would be, depending on the payment plans, it'd still be pricey. Is the person Warren Buffett? No. I'm coughing. No. But he's very well known. Very well known. Even I like him. He's into, he trades ICT. He talks a lot about psychology. And recently he's been very into speaking about religion. I think you guys can guess it. But yeah, 8K for mentorship. And nobody really knows because they don't show the prices for their mentorship. You have to go through their funnel. Yeah, Legend. You're right, Legend. Legend already said it. Legend done. Yeah. Which I like him. When I heard that, I was like, damn, like, why? There's nothing wrong with it, but if you tell someone, there's one on one included in this and not give it to them, that's the part that's messed up. The mentorship is not messed up itself. But when you promise something, you don't really give it to them, that's where things like get messy. Yo, that's crazy. I approached one guy about options trading. He wants to charge 1,500. I mean, 1,500 is not horrible. It could be way worse, but it's also pricey, and it also depends on what is included in the mentorship or in the course or whatever. Then from there, you can really see if it's actually worth it. That's a scam, basically. Yeah, paying for something you don't get exactly. And I mean, if that happens with mentorship, it's just hard to get your money back because it's not like they have, a support system. And if they do, they're in control of it. So it's hard to get your money back with mentorship if that happens. Also, just some mentorships don't have what you call it, a refund policy. That's also something to keep in mind. All right, but that was it for me. I've just been chatting a lot. But yeah, I mean, in reality, I just traded for about 2 minutes, which is crazy. But that's what gets me paid in a month. Today might not seem like a lot, but next week, it might add up, which is the good part. The goal with this week, honestly, is just keep sizing consistent, keep risk consistent. Hopefully, the copy trader doesn't mess up anymore. And yeah, I mean, Slow and steady wins the race. That's my plan this year. Taking it slow. There's a reason for the refund policy scam. Yeah. How much they value their time. Yeah, that's also another thing. I mean, one time I talked about it and someone was like, "Oh, you can't say that because everyone's different," which I know. I'm just saying my opinion. 8K for mentorship is insane. Unless, unless it's like real estate, right? Or you're talking to like someone that's really, really, how do you say it? Really valuable. Then I think it would be worth it. But for trading, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow we have CPI, I'm pretty sure, so we'll see how that is. Today was a very good open, but you can clearly see the market slowed down after the first 15 minutes. So, hopefully tomorrow is better when it comes to that. I think the open will be strong. If it is, then hopefully it's a good breakout or just a trade that touches a zone. That's what I look for. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're going to keep trading, I'd be careful because the market slowed down. If you're going to take a trade, make sure it's an A plus setup, manage risk properly, and I mean, don't be on the charts all day. You're trading for freedom, not just for money.